love of the martial arts after being honorably discharged from the United States Army in 1974. George's sensei was Mike McNamara at the Olympic Karate Studios in Chicago. He earned his black belt in 1979 and eventually became partners with Mike McNamara, former world cruiserweight champion Rob Salazar. And in 1982, the three of them started Chicago Fights and successfully promoted full contact karate fights. In fact, they promoted, I think, from beginning to end, 18 cards, half of which were nationally televised in the 80s and into the 90s, and along with John Monzak in Rockford, AJ Rufus in Milwaukee, and John Worley, Super Fights Productions of Minnesota, were the preeminent kickboxing promoters in the central swath of the United States for decades. George, along with Mike and Rick Weber, also helped train and manage Rob Salazar's successful career before he moved on to his full-time career in the transportation business. In the mid-'80s, he started Reliable Cartage, a local trucking company that operated in closer than 100 miles within Chicago. By the mid-1990s, he deployed nearly 180 people, established agreements to operate in more than 26 states, and was named Entrepreneur of the Year in 1995. Shortly after receiving that award, he sold his company to one of the largest trucking companies in the United States. Today, George resides in Fort Myers, Florida, where he and his wife Kathy have 4 children and 7 grandchildren. He's been a realtor in Fort Myers in the area for 15 years and has been ranked as high as 14th in the nation and #1 in the state of Florida in gross sales multiple times. He still competes, although today it's mostly in tennis and the occasional round of golf. He attributes, and he has been phenomenally successful in the business world, and he attributes his success to the hard work, discipline, and having a never-quit attitude, which he says all started back in the 1970s as a white belt when he started taking karate lessons from Mike McNamara. George Enguita.
Right here.
Well, first of all, this is really very humbling. I truly didn't know what to expect. To be here among so many people that I've always looked up to. And looking back 35 years ago when Rob Salazar and Mike McNamara and I started Chicago Productions, we were young. We didn't really know what we were doing. I think Rob was about 28, Mike may have been 29. Yeah, I think I just turned 12 at the time. But they took me under their wing, and together we had a common denominator, and that was to make sure when we promote the fights, we were promoting fights so that all the martial artists, and many of them are right here in this room today, were able to display their talents at a venue that they would be proud of. And secondly, and probably most important, was that they would display their talents and all the fans, the martial arts fans, the martial arts families would want to continue to come back. And that's what enabled us all to continue and have 18 fights. I've had the opportunity to negotiate many different deals, but I've got to say from the bottom of my heart, when you were dealing with the martial artists, their trainers, the fighters themselves, it was never difficult. They were always honorable, they always kept their word, and that's why I'm so proud to be here today. To the Hall of Famers who were introduced earlier, like Pete Hoffman, I want to tell you that I am very proud to be part of your fraternity. To the folks that, the other inductees, I want to say congratulations. And lastly, to my family, I'm so proud of this, I wanted them to be here. So thank you so much for sharing this with me, and God bless all of you.
All right.
Bits of business. If you will look at your program, I do have to call out that the picture of George in the program is him kicking Bill Wallace Superfoot in the head.
Yeah.
Where it's going in that direction. So thumbs up on that one, George. And the other thing, the other piece of business is that Mike McNamara is promoting George to 5th degree black belt tonight.